Look at this map. This map shows tens of cities and towns that's been infiltrated by illegal immigrants. It looks even worse when you look into how many are coming in year after year. When you zoom in, you see in 2018 only 299 crossed illegally, but when you zoom out for recent days, you see numbers that can fill up a little town like Salisbury. These men are undocumented, largely because they destroyed their passport on the way here and they label themselves as asylum seekers. And it works.
Why are the French doing this? It's such a cynical ploy.
The Home Office published data on the numbers of asylum seekers in a hotel by region and council. As of the end of June, London had the most asylum seekers in a hotel, followed by South East England and South West. And now the government is spreading them into places like Scampton, Manchester Road, Huddersfield, Manston and Portland Park, leaving the local resident worried for the community and their children.
300 guys?
We don't know anything about them.
In this video, my goal is to understand how the number got this high and what the British government are doing to keep the British people happy with their decision in letting unvetted men take over a hotel, often close to a primary school, and why we can't send these guys back.
You are listening to The Baraka Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, patriots, truth seekers, digital warriors, welcome back to the show. As you already know, this is not regular broadcast. This is The Baraka Show. And today I'm joined with the one and only. How can we introduce my guest today? How can we introduce this guy? This guy has made Macron, it's crumbling. World leaders are scared of this guy now, banning him from territories. Case Tommo has been exposed by this guy. How can I introduce this guy, folks? But it's a pleasure to have him on. It's important that we have multiple guys like him in the country. And I think today we're going to understand who this guy really is and why he's so passionate, why he's able to put his life on the line, in a way, in a dangerous place, to stop the things that's happening to this country. And again, I don't know how to introduce him, but viewer discretion advised for what we're going to talk about today. My guest is Danny Tommo. Danny, come. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Danny. How you doing?
I'm okay. I know we've been trying to do this for a while, so I'm sorry it takes so long, but I'm glad I'm here, mate. It's good to see you.
I'm glad that we're doing this, and of course, I'm glad we were able to wait for it, because this is I was anticipating for this for so long, and I'm glad that we had the time today to do it. And I have to say thank you so much for everything that you've been doing. It takes a lot of bravery, it takes a lot of courage to basically sacrifice yourself, because now you are a wanted man by Macron in a sense.
Yeah, it's definitely been a ride. I think what we've been able to really do is show it for what it is, and there's no fancy stuff around it. It is what it says on the tin. They're lying on every level. The whole thing is orchestrated from different levels. Everything's connected. It's all money motivated. So we are. When I first went, I didn't expect for it to be the way that I see it now, and it's a very calculated, orchestrated situation that's going to be very difficult to deal with. But all it takes is English and British men to stand up and do what's needed, and I think once that happens, we'll start to see a change. That's the most important thing right now.
Yeah, I think the couple hours of you being over there, we've seen a lot of change. The fact that you stopped multiple boats from making that journey, and for some reason now reports are coming in that they've banned you guys from going to France. But of course, you are defiant about it. You are still going forward with it, and you're gonna do bigger than ever before. And you're gonna lay out the plan a little. You're gonna give us a little glimpse of what's gonna be happening in the next couple months to come. But first, I think the viewers deserve, and myself as well, I think the viewers deserve to know who you really are. Who's Danny Tommo? I mean, who's this person who has put himself on the line? How can we remember this guy? How can what's all who was he when he was in high school? Let's go as back as then and tell us who you
Yeah,
are.
God, what a story. I mean, I think everything has shaped me to who I am today. I mean, I had a very, very good childhood. Very good childhood. I was looked after very well by my parents, and it was just sort of my own fault. Really, I went down some wrong roads when I was in my late teens. Made some really big mistakes. Regret them. Hurt a lot of people, especially my family members. But listen, everything happens for a reason. I believe everything I've been through, everything that's happened to me, has led me to the position that I'm in now. I believe led me to a position where, you know, you have to go through the highs and the lows, a lot of potential lows from my side, to be able to just take that willingness, that courage to do what some people just aren't able or not willing to do, and take the front step for people to realize things need to be done. Going back to, who I was, yeah, I tried everything to become someone. I was younger. I tried all different business models, tried everything. But I do truly believe, under God looking at me now, I believe that everything's led to this. I think I've always known something was a bit different, if I put it that way. I always take risks that other people wouldn't. Some bad, some good. But it's led me to this position. But yeah, listen, great childhood, normal childhood. Travelled the world when I was younger. Made a lot of mistakes when I was 15, 16, was ousted from the family, so had to deal with the consequences of my actions, and led me on to who I ended up becoming for a little while. And I'm not that person anymore. I regret becoming that person. I paid the ultimate price. I've been to prison, and I've paid the price for being a wrong one at that point. And I found Jesus Christ. I found Christianity.
Amen.
It allowed me to be forgiven. It allowed me to look at things in a different light. Come out of the dark and into the light. And no matter what's thrown at me now, it doesn't matter what's thrown at me now. As long as I've got Jesus Christ by my side, I know that I'll win. And I know that for the country, that's exactly what's needed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amen. Amen to that.
that's a gist of it. That's a gist of
Yeah.
it.
I'm sure there's a lot more, but amen to that. Now, what was the turning point when you decided that, all right, F it, I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna dedicate myself into putting the country first. I'm gonna lead the demonstration. I'm gonna organize demonstration. I'm gonna get men out there to raise the flag again. What was that point?
If I'm being honest, that point probably was 2018, outside Downing Street, after Tommy was whisked away. First man in history to be taken away, tried, convicted, and sent to prison all in one day, just for asking some absolute wrong-uns questions. So at that point, I realised that something needed to be done, and I very much felt like I had something to give. And I used my voice, and I used my ability to be able to speak publicly and have that confidence to try and get something done. And my first my first demonstration for Tommy was 50,000 strong. So wasn't a bad start.
Yeah, I mean, 50,000. That's a lot of people, folks. That's a lot of people.
Well, it
Wow,
was all
in the
down to
street.
him. Yeah, that was Downing Street, June of 2018. When I made a Facebook post, made a Facebook events page, and within 2-3 days it had gone from 100 people to 5,000, 10,000, 50,000. It was just, yeah, it was incredible. I mean, I was getting contacted by the Secret Service of Geert Wilders in Holland. I had American Congress people contacting me. I'm sat there like,
What
okay,
do I
yeah. And they
say?
was like, what's that? So yeah, it's been crazy from the beginning, and ever since that time, it's just elevated into multiple different things. I've stuck by Tommy's side for many years. Helped him to organise a lot of events, and it's been very successful. And and I felt in recent sort of very recent times, I got my calling really. I felt like what was happening over in France, and I felt like what was happening over in the country, where we could see these migrant men just being placed into our communities, I very much felt like something wasn't being done that needed to be done, and that's when I started looking into that.
Yeah. It's just because I see a lot of people who put their life on the line in a sense where they stop doing what they could easily be doing, which is just living their life, ignoring it, and just having fun with their family, going outside, just just spend their money where they get the pleasure, wherever they do, right? They usually don't do this, and when we see guys who do that, they usually put their family in a situation where they could easily avoid they could have easily avoided. I mean, how has this affected your family as a whole? You from
Yeah,
2018 onwards.
yeah. In the earlier days, um, perfectly honest, I was putting the country and the cause probably before my family's needs. What I mean by that is I was more interested in the cause and getting things done than I was. So that's changed very much. Where I took a little step back, because
Mm,
took a step back and created a company, making sure that I had something to fall back on.
yeah, that's
That's been
right.
very good to me. It's allowed me to breathe. It's allowed me to make some money, and allowed me to carry on with this. But now I do everything with my family at the absolute forefront. They are the absolute most important thing for me. Um, but yeah, it's been difficult. It's been difficult because you've got to balance the fact that you're trying to elevate a level of patriotism for your country, but you've always
Mm,
got to remember that your family are without you when you're doing those things. So you've got to balance it. And in the earlier years, I didn't balance it. I was away with Tommy a lot. We used to travel all over the world, country, and for the right reasons, for the cause. But maybe not as much as I should. I should have maybe looked after my family a bit better. So I've learned my lessons on that, and I do that a lot better now. I have my children now full time, and yeah, we live a great life. So it's good, but it makes me more determined than ever because I understand how important it is for our children growing up in this country. I understand how important it is that we understand the dangers. Some people I don't think really understand it. They may hear about it, they may read about it, they may see it, but they don't feel it. And I'm someone that very much feels it. I feel the danger that's coming. I feel the danger that's already here, and yeah, and sometimes I come across as maybe a hothead and someone that's very. Some people call me aggressive. Some people call me angry, but it's because I see things for what they truly are. And sometimes when you do that, you become angered and you become frustrated. But it's just the passion that I have, the frustration I have with the way the country is.
mm. Yeah, you do share a lot of frustrations when you speak about the situation where the country is at now. And given the recent interview that you gave with Liam Tuff, you mentioned that Britain it has its breaking points where anytime right now something might happen. What is that breaking point? Because I want to get deep into it now. Because your last interview
Breaking,
you laid it out, but I want to get deep into it since you are leading this Operation Overload, and it's been successful so far. Although obviously Macron now has been obviously another obstacle for you, but this, regardless of that, you are still defiance. So tell me, what's that breaking point?
so the reason the breaking point at the moment is we have to look at what we're actually talking about here.
Right.
The realities of what we're talking about. When we look at mass immigration, or we look at the immigration over the last 50 years, you're talking about a very small number of people coming into the country that are coming from potential war-torn countries or countries that we've been involved in, and and people take refuge in our country. Women and children, almost always women and children. But we've now been led to believe that these fighting-aged men from third world countries who have no respect for women, no respect for young girls, no respect for the Western society are somehow going to develop this ability to live amongst us. It's for the birds. You cannot expect these men who come from these countries and have experienced what they've experienced, and a lot of them have left their countries because of the crimes that they have committed. When
Mm,
they commit these horrendous crimes in their country, if they're part of terrorist organisations or they're part of these organisations, that they will flee, and they will flee to countries to hide out, and they'll come straight to us. We I see the mentality of these men. I've met many of these men. I've been to Paris. I've been to Calais. I've been to all around the area. I've met migrants from all over Africa, all over the Middle East. And these are just very damaged individuals that are clearly not suitable for the Western society. And the breaking point is that something is missed here. Something is going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it is. These men are not going to be able. I mean, you cannot have this significant amount of men in hotels and HMOs and army barracks and not expect something to just go bang at some point.
Yeah.
You know, there's a clear pattern here. I mean, there's a documentary that I'm going to be working on or providing the information for, which is a migrant phone that I found on the beaches of France, and it categorically proves that this migrant has an obsession with young white girls. Obsession where he's asking them to marry him on live streams. He's making fake profile. He's got all their pictures screenshotted on their phones. You know, that's only one person, and that person, that migrant, is now sat in Scotland, about in and around young white girls in this country, in the United Kingdom. So, you know, there's a lot that needs to be said. There's a lot that needs to be dealt with. But right now, I believe the right decision is for a response from the English and from the British, and I believe that needs to be done on the Dover side and on the Calais side. It doesn't need to be violent. It doesn't need to be a riot. It doesn't need to become something that gets people arrested. But something needs to be different. We need to do something that's never been done before. Because if you do not, you will allow this to continue over and over again, and until something happens to one of our daughters or one of your daughters or one of your sisters. Like, the time for waiting was over years ago, but yet people still feel the need to talk and talk and talk. And I think the time for talking is over. I'm not, again, I reiterate, I'm not calling for any riots or any violence. What I'm saying is, it is about time that the English and the British men took a stand on what is happening in Dover coming from France. Because if we don't, then we look weak. And unfortunately, I'm not prepared to look weak. I remember my grandfather, June 6th, 1944, stormed the beaches of Normandy. And I respect what he did. And I respect everyone that was with him on those days. And I will not stand by and just be a weak person that talks on the internet. And I'm willing to do what's needed. And I believe that I have the right idea. Just going to the ban. I haven't been given any paperwork, no emails, no information about my name being banned. There is some indication that I am banned, but that's only an indication. So I will be travelling to France. I'll be doing it the way that I see it needs to be done, and I'll be meeting the British and English lads. And tomorrow, sorry for waffling on a little bit, but tomorrow I'm meeting around 30 to 40 patriotic men that I know are decent, good men that have got their own businesses, that are really strong-minded, that are not looking for violence. And I'm meeting with them tomorrow, and we're going to discuss what it is that we're going to be doing. And we're going to put a plan together. We're going to be entering France via land, ocean, and air and sea. Sorry. So people are going to be flying in. People are going to be coming by ferry. People are going to be on the shuttle. You know, the time for talking is over. And when I say that, I mean that. I mean, we're too digitalized in this day and age where people believe that all we got to do is just talk on the internet about our problems and everyone waffle down the pub. Like, that's not going to change anything. It's not going to change anything for my daughter's future. It's not going to change anything for your daughter's future. So putting British English boots on the ground, not to do anything, but take a stand. We want those pictures to be beamed back to the United Kingdom. British men in the towns and the beaches holding British and English flags, showing that we will continue to come until you put a stop to this, because we can see the con that's happening. We see the NGOs working closely with the police, working with the authorities. We see exactly what's going on, and we are not prepared to just sit back and let it happen.
Yeah. I mean, this plan, it looks like it's a bigger plan than just a couple guys, or maybe two guys, you and Ryan and other guys going there. This one is way bigger.
Just a quick pause, guys. I really do need to talk to you guys honestly for a moment. You know, this channel means everything to me, right? It means absolutely the world to me. I give everything I can. I think it's my favorite part of the day, sitting here and reporting to you guys, or going outside and doing heavy reports outside. And I've been doing this since I was 14. On and off. I've quit multiple times. I've come back. I've quit. I've come back. And now I'm here. And we're here to stay. This is the next 40 years plan for me. But honestly, lately, it's been really heavy on me. Not the work, of course, I enjoy doing this, but carrying the work alone, fighting for stories, trying to highlight these stories that matters, especially when it feels like nobody's listening and need your help. I wouldn't be asking if I truly didn't need your support. So if you believe in what we're doing here, if you believe in what I'm doing, what we're trying to build the next 30 years, if you've ever felt like this show speaks for you, I'm asking you as a friend, please keep this show going. Your support will mean more than you will ever know. And together we can finally wake up the ones who are still asleep with the truth, because the nation is desperately asking for it. So please, hit the first link in the description if you can and support the channel. Thank you so much. Let's get back into the video.
Everyone's.
It's
This should be
hundreds.
everybody's should be involved in this. Everybody that cares. I mean, this is one of the biggest national security risks of our lifetime. Like, we're all sat here watching, on YouTube, and we're all texting away on our in the comments and everything else. But this is a serious national security risk that no one seems to be taking seriously. All they're doing is waffling and giving you this, this boogeyman traffickers story, when in reality, things can be done, and it needs to be done now. Doesn't mean to be violent, doesn't need to be threatening, doesn't need to be a riot, but things need to happen, and we do not have any more time to waste. Sitting around talking is now over. And on the 24th of January, Operation Overlord takes its first operation into France, and you'll see what we're going to do. And I hope the country will get behind it.
So what's the plan then? Okay, so people will meet, and then they'll. What we trying to do here? Are we going to just block the sea, block them from going in, or are you guys gonna be breaking the boats? Are you guys gonna be speaking to the police? I mean, what will be happening? How does Operation Overboard look like?
Overlord. So the pressure to stop the migrants from exiting the camp is something that we did. So when we were on those beaches in our numbers, we put enough pressure on the police for them to keep the migrants in the camps. They did not go that day. We then allowed us to patrol those sand dunes where we knew that was one of the most active points that they will be launching from. We then found boats that were hidden in the dunes. Numerous boats were hidden in the dunes. We've spoken to numerous police forces, from the military police to the local police, national police, and the maritime police, who have no problem in anything that we were doing. The pressure of us being there was enough, and that's what I'm asking for. We are going to put people on different points in north of France to put pressure on the police to prevent those migrants from leaving those camps. We're going to put pressure to prevent those people from making a move. That's what it's about. You start going up there and start attacking migrants or fighting with the police or you're just going to get yourself arrested. It makes no sense. You end up being in a jail cell, and it benefits the country in no way. What we need to do is keep pressure on them. Presence. Oh my God, there's another group of English lads. Oh my God, there's another group of British lads. Oh my God, now we're at the camp, the beaches, they're in the town. It doesn't need to be what people are trying to make out that that's in some respects that is what that I'm trying to do here. I know what needs to be done because I've done it. I know what needs to be done because it's worked. And I had this conversation with James Harvey. I've had this conversation with BB Media. He also understands the importance of the pressure it takes to get this done. It's about putting people in the areas, especially Gravelines and further up the Calais on the left-hand side. There are points where people just need to be visible, and boots on the ground will make that happen. And that's what we're going to do. Right. It may not have the effect the first time round, but then the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, you go out there and you get this done the right way, without violence, without a riot, without anyone being arrested, and all these pictures being beamed back to the United Kingdom of British men standing, with British flags around different points of the north of France to say no to these migrants, put pressure on the police to keep them out of the camps. Imagine what that does to the English and British lads that are back home, that want to then have a go at that. They then want to come over, and then you've just got people. This is a video that we had. we put more and more people that will see that, and they'll see, hold on a minute, these lads aren't talking anymore. These lads are actually going out there and doing something. And it's about consistency. It's about making sure that you've got the numbers. It's about making sure that, and we cannot forget that it's the working class that stormed those beaches in the 1940s. It wasn't the middle classes and it wasn't the upper classes. It was working class. You cannot forget your roots. Never forget where you come from. And that for me was recently quite a bit of a problem where we were looking for the type of people, okay, that were great, but we do need people that are going to have that fire inside of them, that young fire inside them that want to get involved, want to do something. And I reiterate, that does not mean violence of any sort. And I'd have a problem with anyone. If anyone came and we met them and they were like, yeah, we're going to go and attack migrants, we're going to go and do it, like, go away. Like, don't cut, nothing to do with us. This is about consistency. It's about putting boots on the ground. But this first one, on the 24th into the 25th, is about making a stand and a statement. And that's what's going to be made, the statement. And then when everyone comes home and everyone goes, okay, what's now? Then we'll make the next operation. It will be within 2 to 3 days. People will definitely contact me and go, I want to do that. Brilliant. Okay, it's cheap as chips, 75 quid return or 150 pound on the ferry. You don't need to be medically trained. You don't need to be all this fancy stuff.
Yeah,
you can do this
to be an expert.
Right, have a right head on you, and be proud of your country, and don't disrespect anything we're trying to do by being violent or going there for anything else and standing up for your country. That's it. That's all it's about. Standing up for your country and doing the right thing and putting pressure on those, because the police know what they need to do. And when we're there, they seem to start doing what we're doing. So let's put the pressure on. If it takes 2-3 years to get this done, it takes 2-3 years. End of. And there doesn't need to be one organisation. It should be everyone together having the ability to do this. And that's what I'm advocating.
So this operation looks super. Well, it sounds simple. Of course, everything sounds simple, obviously, but it's always harder in practice. But we're paying France a lot of money to do exactly that, to stop the people from entering the country and making that journey. How come they're not? How come these boats are still coming in? What do you think is going on here?
Well, it's a cash cow. Everything that we're seeing is all money motivated. Okay, everything from the level. Let's put it into perspective. So, the NGOs, we looked at the accounts. Well, I didn't, but people, the sources behind the scenes, gave us information regarding Utopia 56's accounts. It categorically proved that they are paying themselves millions in wages, millions. And then the amount that actually goes to the front line, which is then the water that's provided and the tents, it's so minimal that without the migrants coming through Europe and then landing there, and then going over to England, their money stops. So their intention is to keep this going for as long as they can, because those at the top of Utopia 56 are making significant amounts of money. And I'm talking eye-watering amounts of money. Then you look at the French authorities, they're making eye-watering amounts of money, and because no one's looking at them, no one's putting pressure on them at the beaches, at the camps, no one's really looking at them because the NGOs are all with them. They can just stand there, just watch them all walking. Oh yeah, they're all walking. They get given the bus. We've watched the police put them on buses and bring them to the beaches. I mean, what part of a smuggling gang puts people on a local kids bus and brings them to the beach and puts them all in single lines and gives them all the life jackets and then chaperones them all to the beach? I mean, the whole thing is just orchestrated. So money wise, then you look back at home. You look at the amount of money that's being made by the hotels, by the HMOs, and by the migrant charities here. Yesterday, one of my sources sent me an app, and the app was funded by the Home Office. By the Home Office, over £200 million was given funding to a migrant watch, and that then they developed an app, and we were thinking, how do they get jobs so quickly? How does it all link in? How are they suddenly working for Uber Eats and Deliveroo within a week of being in these hotels? It's the app. They're all interconnected. They get given the phones with the app already placed on it or downloaded very quickly. They say, right, go on this app, have a chat. They'll tell you when your bike can arrive, when you can start Uber Eats, when you can do this, Amazon delivery. So that from all different avenues, everything is money motivated. So the corporate contracts for the security firms, it's all orchestrated. Everything is tied in with each other. So the whole system is rigged for money, and that is the root of all of this. If there's no money in it, it wouldn't be happening.
So it's not just tackling the gang then. It's not about the tackling the gang and these human trafficking gangs. The Home Office itself is the gang. Is that what
Everyone from every level is facilitating human trafficking from France to England. There are gangs. There are gangs. They're predominantly Kurdish gangs. I've been given clear evidence to that. It's not as widespread as people think. There are Kurdish gangs, but the majority of these men don't have a pound. Have I frozen? Can you hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So none of these people have any money to give anyone. Some do, some don't. But from every level, everything we're seeing, it's completely and utterly money motivated.
Yeah, but isn't that a fraud? To what they're taking our money then? Because I can hear you. Can you hear me? All good? Network is good. Hello? Can you hear me? So hello, can you hear me? Hello? All right, I think we've lost him. Folks. It's frozen for him. It's frozen for him, but I think we've lost him. But let me try to reconnect. Let me try to reconnect with him. But I think we've lost him. Let me try to reconnect. Let's try to reconnect with him real quick. 2 seconds. So Danny, try to join again. Try to join again. So use the same link and just join. So you're in, but you're frozen. So you're not moving. Well, I don't know if you're staying still, but you're doing a good job if that's what you're doing. But yeah, you're not moving. You're frozen. I can't hear you. I don't know if you can hear me. We've lost you. Okay, you're joining back again. Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. All right, cool. Yeah, you're back. Yeah, so
MI5 that was. I didn't like the conversation.
So they're taking our money and they're giving it to France, and then they're asking for more money and they're giving it to the billionaires who are able to have these hotels to provide. So they're just taking money. Is this like a money laundering stuff?
Oh, mate.
Is this what's going on?
You wouldn't believe. I mean, the money is the root of all evil, and this is a clear example of that. I mean, there's money being made on every single level. Anything that never seems right, anything that looks a bit odd, something that doesn't make sense, and it looks like it could be dealt with very quickly, but isn't being, just like COVID, just like all the other stuff, it's all because everyone's got their hand in the cookie jar and everyone wants their piece. This could be stopped like that. This could be stopped.
It looks like that way.
The Navy, you bring the Navy into the channel. You prevent the French from bringing them over to the halfway line. You tell them to take them back. They are. Listen, one of the things that we found was very interesting was these people. Most of them have been given some sort of some sort of stay residence in France. They actually actively go for these meetings. They have this paperwork. We found it on the beaches. So they're France's problem. So even if they get to our country, they're registered from France. They should be sent back because they've been registered in France. And then, and then we just sit there and go, no, let's not give the veterans the hotel rooms. Let's not give the homeless the hotels. Let's somehow close every single hotel in the country that doesn't have something about them, and let's give it all to third world invading men that will make no benefit to our country. Like, it stinks. And when you speak to the left, you look at the media, they all know the truth. But it's a destabilization of the West. It's happening everywhere. It's happening in Europe throughout. It's happening everywhere. And, until people start realizing that what Trump's doing and what Trump's done in America, where he's basically put middle fingers up to every court in the land and doesn't care. He's doing the right thing for his country. He's closed the borders. He had zero immigration down the south of where Texas. I mean, they had millions pouring in. Millions of people every year pouring in under Biden, and then suddenly, Trump went, there you go, done.
Yeah, done. Dealt with. Closed.
Even my, I know Nigel Farage is the best pick of the bunch. I get that, and I know that the Advance UK are great for long term. I get all of that, but I still don't think any of them are going to do what's needed. I wish they would, and I hope that I'm wrong, and I hope that I'm proven wrong. But
so you think Nigel Farage won't do anything?
But the problem I have with people, some people, is that they say to me, we need to do this politically, it's the only way forward. I say, okay, so you're telling me you want us to sit on our asses for the next 3 years and wait for hopefully reform or Advance to get in? I mean, Advance long term, reform in the short term. Do you know what state our country will be in 3 years' time? Well, what else can we do? It's such a weak response. I mean, imagine our forefathers looking at our country now. Do you remember that veteran that went on to the Good Morning Britain? He said the sacrifice wasn't worth it. I mean, that's what they'd all be saying to us now. Mm-hmm. That's what
all of them.
They were all of them stood there. They'd all be saying, "What the fuck are you lot doing? Like, how dare you?"
Yeah,
and that's. Careful, I thought I froze again. And that's my problem with when this waiting game.
The waiting game perfect time
going on. It's like, mate, I've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and I know what needs to be done. We know what needs to be done. Let's get it done. And that's my issue, is that I see things for what they are, and I think there's other things going on in the background that I just don't agree with, and I think that and this is coming from the last couple of days. I mean, the things that have happened in the last few days have absolutely shocked me to the core. Shocked me to the core.
Let's switch to there. Because you've been a powerful individual, a significant person in this movement, especially Raise the Color and stopping the boats. I mean, the people who meant to support you, the so-called friends, have turned your back on you. The people on the right have called you names because, of course, you're running this thing and you're doing something that they're not able to do, or you're doing something that they want to do it, but they can't do better than you. Even though we should all get together, I mean, left and right, we should all get together and just stop this from happening. But now they have attacked you. Could you talk more about it? Could you tell us more about this?
Throughout the years, I've always ended up just doing what I think is right, and no one controls me. No one can tell me, I don't care who you are or how powerful you are or whatever, I'll do what I think is right. And people criticize me for that. They say you should do this is what we should be doing, blah, blah. And I see things for what they are. And unfortunately, I believe that there's been other motivating factors as to why this is now taking such a slow path. I understand it needs to be controlled, and I understand it needs to be regulated, and I understand it needs to the right people need to be picked. But Jesus Christ, come on. I mean, we cannot wait much longer. And I'm very, very gutted about what's happened over the last couple of days. I have a lot of love for the Raise the Colours lads. I've met some of the best lads I've ever met through the stuff that we've done. And I asked them not to go public with anything when I left. I asked them to keep my name out of any problems. I said, please, do not go public with this. We will just walk away, and we'll go our own paths. And if questions come in the future, then they come. But to put out the lies that was put out about me were very sad, and I felt very ill yesterday. And that's a genuine feeling that I had yesterday. I felt quite ill because I thought all the hard work we've all put in and what you've done in 24 hours has destroyed everything. You've destroyed the public's ability to look at us and to think that we are united. You've destroyed the ability for the public to look at us and think we've got our shit together. You've destroyed everything. And for what? And I don't even think it's Ryan. Unfortunately, Ryan's got some bad advice behind the scenes. I've had to put him straight on a few things. He wanted to do a few things that I said just weren't the right thing, and it turned out to be the right decision. Unfortunately, he may have some bad advice. We need to get this out now. Danny's not part of us, and I just think it's very childish, and I'm gutted about it. I hate infighting. You'll never find a video up till now, and please prove me wrong. I'll give you £100. Prove me wrong. There's not one video where you'll hear me talk badly about anyone. I do not get involved in infighting. But unfortunately today, for the first time in my whole activism career or experience, I've had to go public and defend myself because of this.
Just a quick pause, guys. I really do need to talk to you guys honestly for a moment. You know, this channel means everything to me, right? It means absolutely the world to me. I'd give everything I can. I think it's my favorite part of the day, sitting here and reporting to you guys or going outside and doing heavy report outside. And I've been doing this since I was 14, on and off. I've quit multiple times. I've come back, I've quit, I've come back, and now I'm here and we're here to stay. This is the next 40 years plan for me. But honestly, lately, it's been really heavy on me. Not the work, of course, I enjoy doing this, but carrying the work alone, fighting for stories, trying to highlight these stories that matters, especially when it feels like nobody's listening and need your help. I wouldn't be asking if I truly didn't need your support. So if you believe in what we're doing here, if you believe in what I'm doing, what we're trying to build the next 30 years, if you've ever felt like this show speaks for you, I'm asking you as a friend, please keep this show going. Your support will mean more than you will ever know. And together we can finally wake up the ones who are still asleep with the truth, because the nation is desperately asking for it. So please hit the first link in the description if you can and support the channel. Thank you so much. Let's get back into the video.
Slanderous allegations that were made against me. So yeah, it's sad, and that's all I want to say. I don't want to go into it because we have a job to do, and I have a job to do.
That's right.
And from tomorrow, like I said, we're meeting up to 30 to 40 patriotic men that I know that have been in this movement and around for a long time, and I know that they are going to do the right thing. They're going to not disrespect any of our forefathers. They're all very, a lot of them own businesses. A lot of them are very strong individuals, and I'll be making my point very, very clearly. And I've got some good men that will make sure that these people stay in tech and that no one steps out of line, because that is important. We're doing this longevity. We're doing this for the consistency. This is not a one-hit wonder. And people don't realize I've been doing this a long time. People come and go, and I will always stick to what I believe is right. And some people don't like that, and they want me to just rein it in and do as they say, and I will not do that. I am who I am. I do it for the good reasons, and no one controls me. No one tells me anything. My father, before he passed, always used to say to me, no matter what you do, always respect everyone, but never fear anyone. And I don't fear anyone. I don't care who you are. So yeah, we're going to get this done. We're going to do this, and I'm going to prove everyone wrong. I'm going to show you that this can be done in a controlled and a good way. It's going to be done without violence. It's going to be done without any riots. It's going to be done without any courses or conferences. It's going to be done properly, and it's going to be done now. And it's going to be a reaction from the British newspapers. It's going to be, and it's going to put pressure, and that's what it's about. Because at the moment, what's happening? Nothing.
No, you're not.
Who's putting pressure on the French? No one. Who's putting pressure on those migrants and not turn up? No one. There's nothing going on. We should have done this weeks ago. We should have been ready to go. We should have been on those beaches. Now it's a new year. It's nearly the end of January, and fuck all's happened, and I'm not taking it anymore. We're going to get this done.
So there's a lot of people who are watching this, and I've seen even from your live stream, from your videos, comments, from when I report what's going on regarding to the operation. A lot of people are, of course, inspired by this, and they want to join. How can they help out? Well, somebody's probably sitting here watching this thinking, man, I want to be in that conversation as well. man, I want to know what's happening. I want to turn up as well. How do I do it?
Book a ferry on the 24th. Book a ferry to France on the 24th. Book it now. Book it tomorrow. Between the times of 10 and 12. And what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that when the meet point's put out, we listen. When the logistics of this is very, very simple. It doesn't need to be difficult. The logistics of this is you get on a ferry, you come off the ferry, and you drive 15, 20 minutes down the road, and you'll be given different locations. And you just make yourself do what we did. You know, go for a walk. Bring your flag out. Make sure your presence is there. Drive past the camps. It's always, do not go on foot. We will be making this very clear. You need to be in a car. You have to be in a car. This does not work on foot. You cannot walk from Calais to these places. It has to be done in a car. It costs very, very minimal amount of money to get over there. It does not take it's 6 to 8 hours. You need to spend 6 to 8 hours rotational consistency for this to work. And this is about, for the police and the locals going, what is going on? I've just seen 3 or 4 car full of lads, and they're all England flags, and they're all patrolling. They're doing exactly what we've done, and there's no difference to what we did. Yeah, okay. In the long term, what needs to happen is maybe we need to get there. People need to get to France a lot earlier and actually be on the beaches and be in the towns before the migrants actually come in. Don't confront them. Don't start any fights. Don't be violent. But your presence there will make the police act. Let's make those that are being paid to do something, let's make them do something by us being there. And the longevity, the long term of this is the absolute goal. But using people's worry about this situation to drag this out and produce something is not the right way. It has to be done right now. It doesn't take a lot. Like tomorrow, I'm meeting 30, 40 lads. I'm going to take the best 20, 10, 5, whatever, and we're going to sign them up and we're going to get this done. So on the 24th, they're going over and they know what they're doing and they're preempted. So when we get to Dover on the 24th and there's people there that are willing to go, then go. Here's different locations. Meet up with people. Go and stand on the beaches with your flags. Take pictures. Go live. We want all the auditors to go with them. This is about pressure. This is about putting pressure and making a statement. If they're invading us, let's go and invade them, but in a controlled, non-violent way. There's just stuff that can be done, and I'm just fed up with the talking, man. It bores the life out of me.
Yeah. So this show was more. I was gonna have a conversation with you the first 40 minutes, and the last maybe couple minutes is obviously the people who are watching and tuning in are able to come in and also ask you some questions. So I'm gonna just quickly read out the small little super chats that we'll get through, and also some questions that will be asked. So one person asked, since the situation with Ryan, how do people donate directly to Danny? Only Danny, please. He asked.
Don't need any donations. I've got everything. We don't need donations. You do not need to donate to anything. Do not send any money. There is no reason for money to be transferred to anyone. This does not need pay for your. It's 75 quid return. We do not need money. Just need people willing to go. You don't need to put them all dressed up with things on the back of their shirts, and you don't need to do it. Do this in a way that can be done so people just turn up and are willing to go. You do it simple. You keep it simple. It works. Money is, I needed donations before because I was traveling. I was going up to Birmingham. I think I went 20 times. I was staying in hotels. I was driving. We were renting vehicles. All the equipment, the stab-proof vest, the night vision goggles. It all cost serious dough, like 200-300 quid a pop. So that was the time, and I took the donation thing down as soon as that last trip happened. Don't donate. You don't need to donate. This pay for yourself to get to France and just come with us and behave yourself. That's what I would say. If you want to be part of this, just behave yourself and do what's right. You don't need to donate money.
Yeah, there's one video that somebody just asked me to play to you, and it's about Ryan. I came across this video literally an hour before going live.
Don't about Ryan, Jesus Christ.
I do not want to, but the people are asking me to. All right.
No, okay.
So I came across this video on. Literally an hour as soon as I came back from Manchester, Piccadilly. I got home, trying to get everything set up. Then I got hold of this video, and now they're telling me to play it. I didn't even know this video existed. I don't know when it was posted, but I'm assuming it was posted just recently. And they made some really crazy claims. some insane claims. All right, I think it's important that you respond as well.
Okay, let's have a
The reference to the need to content produce raised alarm bells with us, as we were starting to feel that this was not necessarily a patriotic path that he wanted to go down. It seemed to be more of a monetary goal. This was confirmed early on, and our suspicions were aroused about his motives after his first visit to France with the RTC team, where he set up his own PayPal payment link and webpage to take donations and gather data. Operation Overlord 2. We absolutely did not know of this intention until after Daniel posted this on his social media. We had no involvement in it. At this point, we would like to make it clear that any trip that Daniel was a part of, he did not pay for. All trips have been funded entirely by RTC donations. Any donation that Daniel received, we cannot account for. Additionally, Ryan was subjected to a fraud where £2,500 was taken from his personal account, and has since found out that this was used for software that Daniel is now using. Ryan did not authorise the use of his card and was not aware of this, so we obviously draw our own conclusion here.
right. Let me respond.
On Wednesday morning, we woke to the news that the French government...
So
Right.
First off, it's like this reminds me of a hostage video situation. The fact that Ryan didn't even have the bollocks to say it himself. Number one, let me clear the claims of the $2,500. So I told Ryan if he wants to do things properly on YouTube, he needs to get StreamYard. He pressed the wrong button. He was charged for a yearly subscription rather than a monthly. That's it. Nothing to do with me. Accident. And then trying to make out like I've taken money from his personal account. And he sat there like that. Mate. So hold on. Let me respond. So secondly, I asked them repeatedly to help fund my travel from South England up to Birmingham because, mate, I drive a Range Rover, yeah.
That's a big one. It's a big traffic.
You're talking. It costs a bit of money, yeah, to get up there. So I knew that they weren't giving me any of the funds for any of the travel. You know, I stayed away from home at that point for a whole month. It's the longest I've ever stayed away from home. I paid for everything myself in terms of the hotel, all through the donations that were given to me on PayPal, and all the equipment, everything I ever wore, everything I ever used was paid through PayPal. The only thing they ever paid for was the $250 for the ferry. That's it. And the fact that they've come on there and tried to make out like I'm somehow scamming everyone, when in reality, these guys here, I don't really want to go into it, but I mean, they've had $250,000. They've had $250,000, and there's still every single post that goes up, donate. What are you donating for? What's going on? Nothing. What are you donating for? Two.
$250,000.
What it is, they feel threatened by it because they know they know how dedicated I am. They threatened me the night before this, and they threatened me that if I went out and had my say, because they put a statement out about me, he literally threatened, "I'll come and fucking meet you. I'll come and do you." I thought, you what, mate? You what? Like, grow up. Like, it was clear that I was, I was getting in the way of whatever they were trying to do in the long term. Now, I don't want to start this off. I don't want it to be about them because at the end of the day, they've done me a wrong and they know they have, and they're now trying to backpedal. And it is what it is. They used me to get to where they are. He even told me, in the earlier times, he said, look, the lads said, like, some of them don't like you. They said, maybe we should just use him until we get to the 100,000 followers and then we don't need him anymore. I've had this all through the activism, people trying to use me because I'm willing to do things that other people aren't, and I get the views. But listen, I wish them well. I hope that they succeed, but they have to stop waffling and talking about medical courses and all this bullshit, because they're longing it out just to keep the donations coming in, and it's taking the piss out of the public, to be honest. And then to turn it around on me like I've done something wrong, it's really disheartening. And like I said, I was really ill yesterday because I felt like Ryan was one of my brothers. Like, I genuinely believed this guy. Shocked. Like, I thought this guy, if I rang this guy at 3 a.m, he would be there for me. Like, that's how I felt. Yeah. And then when I realised, that he was going behind my back, and I found out that he was, actually going behind my back and trying to prevent people from talking to me and prevent me from doing things on YouTube, asking me to not put videos up on YouTube. And I was like, mate, who are you to tell me that I've been doing this a long time? Like, you don't get to control me. No one controls me. Not even Tommy Robinson can control me. Like, people say, oh, you make Tommy look bad. I'll do what I want. And I'll do it however I want. If you don't like it, come and tell me to my face. Like, it's been this for years. People keep doing this. They do it behind the scenes. No one has ever come up to my face and said it directly to my face. Never, because it's just all a load of bullshit. It is a load of bullshit, and I'm really gutted because this destroys the unity. It destroys what we had. It's literally destroyed everything we've worked for. And I said to them, don't go public with a problem. Please don't do it. We know we've got an issue. We'll deal with it behind the scenes. Don't. And then they put a fucking written statement out saying, Danny, they made out to people that I'd left the whole patriotic movement. Like, people are writing to me going, Danny, I can't believe you've left them. I'm thinking, I've done 9 years of this, and these cheeky cunts that have only been involved for 5 minutes, I've literally exited me from the patriotic movement. I thought, what? So I left it. I made a few comments, and then they're sitting there like a hostage video going, Ryan, I'm not even Ryan saying it. I couldn't believe it. I was so shocked by it. And then I thought, and they lie. So just to put it to bed, donations were used on the travel expenses, hotels, all the equipment, all the bulletproof vest, the night vision goggles, all the equipment I've ever worn in France was all paid for by the paper. They refused. They didn't refuse, actually. That's not true. They just didn't give me any funds to help me with any of it. And I thought, well, how am I going to afford to travel up here all the time? How am I going to afford to sleep in a hotel? How am I going to afford to stay up here and do, and they were like constantly just trying to get me to raise the colours. And I said, yeah, absolutely. But you're going to have to fund me. You're going to have to I can't do this. I'm giving up my whole life to do this with you guys. And then they're sitting there making out like I was like, I felt sick, and I'm waffling on about it.
Do you think, no, but it's important though, because we've seen the situation of similar to this when it came to that group of people who were going to save girls, I don't know what they're called, the guys in the bikes and stuff, and then something was leaked that these guys was also just basically a group. They turned the group itself as they made it look like a business. They go online and say the good stuff that people need to hear. People donate, and they go online and say the good stuff that people need. It becomes a business now.
Even the AI. I mean, the AI that was coming out after we'd been to France. I mean, some people made some serious dough off those AI videos. There was people making, they were making Facebook pages, and they were making AI videos pretending to do what we had done in sometimes a more extreme level. And they were getting hundreds, 20, 30,000 likes on these videos, and it just decreased everything we were doing. I want to move on from this. I want people to understand that I don't care what you say. I don't care what you do. It doesn't matter how much you slander me. It doesn't matter how much I've been to hell and back, and this is nothing compared to what's happened over the years. I've been slandered for all sorts of stuff. There's none of it's even true. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not an angel. I've done some naughty stuff. Yeah. Nightmare at times. But I'm dead sober. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do anything. My head is switched on to the max. I live and breathe this from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep. Apart from looking after my kids and doing the right thing, I live and breathe this, and I'm going to see it through. And I think the last couple of days have destroyed a lot of that. And I'm hoping over the next few weeks, when we do what we need to do, it will bring the confidence back that men that are willing to do what's needed are going to get it done. And I wish Ryan and Rez, because I wish them well. Listen, I hope they succeed in everything they're doing. I really do. But please just leave me the fuck alone. I just want to get on with what I'm doing, and the tit for tat bullshit needs to stop. I had no choice. I was getting messages from people that really care about me, and they said, Danny, listen to me very carefully. I know you don't want to make any response to this, but people are believing it, and they're going to believe that.
That's why I had to play it. That's why I think it's important.
So I had clarify. To play, it was like that when I was doing the video. I was like, oh, I hate this.
You didn't want to do it.
But people said to me, Dan, you need to get that out. Like, you haven't done the things that they're saying. Like, making out, I took 2.5 bags out of his personal account when he knows full well that it was just a subscription. Bad, yeah. And it's like, it's incredible. And knowing full well, leading up to the days that I was sending him all these screenshots of my personal StreamYard account, which is just a standard StreamYard account, saying, look, this is the stuff we can do at Operation Overlord. And they just ignoring me and disrespecting me on such a level that I just said, listen, I don't feel like this is right. I think you're doing it for the wrong reasons. I'm out. and they should have just respected it, walked away. But
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
So let's move on. It's Operation Overlord. It's about our country. Infighting destroys everything. I've seen it for years, and I don't know any part of it. And I wish them all well. I hope they get on with it.
Yeah. A few more questions here. Somebody says, how ask him if he thought about selling over the boats like our grandpa did in the World War II.
Doing what, sorry?
Sailing over on the boats like a grandpa did in World War II. You know, the modern.
We've been offered a lot of ribs, big ribs. The legal side of it is a bit dodgy. It's actually, there's nothing we can do in the ocean. We'll end up in prison. You cannot touch the migrant boats. You cannot touch them while they're in the water. You cannot touch.
For real?
You end up in jail for 10 years. Oh yeah, you touch them. You go into that water, or even if they're in the very shallow part of that water, and you put a knife into a boat, or you try and pull someone out, you're going to prison. End of. So don't do it. Don't do anything on the ocean. The problem is happening in France. It needs to be dealt with in France. So yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, one more.
Another
Another question here from it says, ask the local fishermen if they would like to help with crossings.
So we spoke to a lot of fishermen, not fishermen in boats, but fishermen on the coast that were actually fishing and talking to them. The French have had enough of this as much as we have. I mean, they are victims to this as much as we are. This is not a fight against the French people. This is a fight against the French authorities. We think we've got it bad. I mean, the French people are dealing with this on a daily basis. I mean, you should see the camps around Calais. It's like a third world country. It is literally like a third world country, and I feel for them. But the problem happened when free movement of people. They took all the borders away. They allowed people just to walk into each country unchecked, undocumented. They've made the problem for themselves. But we're not part of that. We never signed up for it. We left the EU, and we just need a strong leader to call upon it. And I hope that Nigel, because it looks very clear that he's going to get in, and we can't split the vote, even though you might hate Nigel, you might not think he's the right character. I'm on some agreement with you on that.
Just a quick pause, guys. I really do need to talk to you guys honestly for a moment. This channel means everything to me, right? It means absolutely the world to me. I give everything I can. I think it's my favorite part of the day, sitting here and reporting to you guys, or going outside and doing heavy reports outside. And I've been doing this since I was 14, on and off. I've quit multiple times. I've come back. I've quit. I've come back, and now I'm here. And we're here to stay. This is the next 40 years plan for me. But honestly, lately, it's been really heavy on me. Not the work, of course. I enjoy doing this, but carrying the work alone, fighting for stories, trying to highlight these stories that matters, especially when it feels like nobody's listening and need your help. I wouldn't be asking if I truly didn't need your support. So if you believe in what we're doing here, if you believe in what I'm doing, what we're trying to build the next 30 years, if you've ever felt like this show speaks for you, I'm asking you as a friend, please keep this show going. Your support will mean more than you will ever know. And together we can finally wake up the ones who are still asleep with the truth, because the nation is desperately asking for it. So please hit the first link in the description if you can and support the channel. Thank you so much. Let's get back into the video.
But I think he's the best of the bunch. I think if you start splitting the vote, you're going to put us in a bit of a predicament if the Greens and the Labour go together. I still don't think they're going to have enough. I think it's going to be a whitewash for reform. I think long term, I think Advance need it. But, I don't have a lot of hope because I've not seen a lot of action. Like I said, for years and years, all I hear is talking, a lot of talking and not a lot of doing. And only the person that I see doing anything is Donald Trump. And God, I wish we had a leader like that.
Oh, man. What would be, obviously, we can't get to all the questions here. They keep going up. What would be your last words for the viewers who are watching? And I want it to be, because I met a lot of young people today. A lot of young Iranian young people, I have to say, because it was the Iranian Revolution protest. And a lot of these young guys, most of them were like 19, 20, and they were passionate. After the protest, I think a lot of people lost their voice because they were shouting, screaming, singing, dancing, so much energy. I mean, is there, have you had any thoughts of thinking maybe we can get young British young men? Obviously, we're not talking like about 14-year-old. No, we're talking about early 20s, 25, 24,
They're
23.
ready. Yeah, it takes the optics. This is why the optics of what I'm trying to do, and what we're trying to do is so important, because the optics will bring people in. When you see British and English men on those beaches doing a heightened, extensive level of what we did, times it by 10, different groups, different people, you elevate the optics in, and people want to be part of it. My only issue with everything that happens in the United Kingdom, I'm going to be very blunt. I'm very fed up with external issues that have been brought into our country. I don't care about any external issue. I'm really sorry. I don't. I think we've got too many problems. I wish the Iranian people well. I hope they get their freedom and everything else. But when it comes to Israel, when it comes to Palestine, when it comes to all of it, I couldn't give a toss. I'll be honest with you, because, and that's no disrespect to those people for those causes.
Totally
But
understand.
people, if people would put as much effort into caring about their own country than some of these people care about their foreign conflicts and foreign countries, we might actually get somewhere. We have to start putting England and Britain at the forefront of everything we do. This is not Israel. This is not Palestine. This is not Iran. This is England. We have serious issues and shit needs to get done. So, there's no disrespect to anyone that's fighting a cause, but when it comes to this country, I think people need to put that all aside, let them deal with their own problems, and we deal with our own.
Yeah, great question. That just came in right now, but I totally understand on that. We already have a lot of problems here, and I mean, we need revolution here too. It looks like that way. So yeah, I totally understand on that side. But a question just came in because you made a video that went viral, and a lot of people felt like, man, this is too, this is too radical. And the message was more like, we need men. Enough of the, not girls, just men. And this channel, we have a lot of girls who watch us. We have like 40% of the people who watch us are girls, and obviously the rest is men. It's very a good ratio, to be fair. Maybe they like me, maybe I look cute, all right. But a question just came through saying, what can the women do?
Yeah, there's a lot that women can do. When the consistency of this really takes off and people see this working and it works, it's going to be about the women looking after the men down in Dover, in different places. Listen, I understand how many women are so eager to get involved in this, and I really respect and think they're honourable for that. But I'm going to be very, very clear cut with this. Is France is a dangerous place. The north of France is very dangerous. There are some very dangerous men in those camps. There are some very dangerous men that are lingering all around those places, and it is not a place for women or children. But there is a lot that you can do, and it's about the pumping of the information that the men are bringing from the front lines. It's on a very different level to D-Day. It's a very different level to anything in World War II. But the sentiment of what we need from the women is to support the men at Dover, be there in their thousands. Imagine thousands of women all standing there saying goodbye to their men as they get on the ferries and on the on the Le Shuttle, as their men go into the northern France to have their stand. I mean, those optics are insane, and people just don't vision it, and I see it. It's about women looking after back at home, making sure all that information that all of their men are put in, because a lot of men that are going to go to France, a lot of lads that are going to go to France don't. Am I still there?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
A lot of men are not going to have the social media platforms like myself or like you. So it's about elevating their voices, and the women of this country can do that. Let's go back to our roots. The women look after the home, they look after the children, they're there to look after, and that's just my old schoolness. I feel like I was born in the wrong era. I'd love to be born in the 30s or the 40s or the 50s. I think that they have a place to help elevate men's voices and get this done. It needs to be a collective group. I don't mean any disrespect to any feminists that are probably watching and thinking, you cheeky bastard, but I'm just being honest. Like, this is a fight that only men can take to the north of France, and I mean that with the most up respect as possible, because I wouldn't be able to relax or do what would need to be done if there was women there, because I'd be so fearful of these men looking at them in a way that they, and that's the problem. If you were to put a group of 10 women in those camps, walking through those camps, I almost guarantee you they'd be sexually assaulted, 100%, and then they're just just been put into our communities when we feel like that. So just back to the basics in terms of just helping elevate our voices here back at home, and being down in Dover, in the pink ladies, people like that. We really hope that they start supporting everything we do. But listen, everyone that's ever done anything great, at the time that they tried to make it great, they weren't always believed. It happened to Churchill, and I'm not comparing myself to Churchill, I'm not saying that. The sentiment of what we're trying to do, people think they're crazy, it's too extreme, it's not going to work. We've got to pull this off right. The optics need to be right. If we pull it off properly, then people will just start gaining interest. It doesn't need to be fancy. It doesn't need to be funded. It doesn't need to be donated to. It just needs to be done. Men can travel on their own from their towns and their cities down to Dover, get on their boats, get on the shuttle, get a flight from Birmingham, get a flight from Manchester, fly over, travel down, hire a car. Just do it. It's genuinely not hard. It's just, you've got to be in the right mindset. If you're there for violence, you're there for a riot, stay at home. Don't come anywhere near us, because we will turn on you. If you come there and you try and disrespect us by turning violent, or turning this into a riot, or turning this into, fighting with the police, we will turn on you, and we'll make sure you're put in your place. And I've had that conversation with many lads. I said, listen, they try and you're going to get a smack around the back of the ear very, very hard if you try and disrespect what we're trying to do. This is serious. This is about women, about our children, and about the future of our country. They're fucking about.
One more just come through before we let you go, Danny, because I believe it's a birthday spirit in the house right now. So
he's over there with his headphones on. He can't hear me, and I've promised him a hot chocolate before he goes to bed. So we have to wrap this up soon.
Yeah, exactly. So just one. I would like you to end the stream with a powerful message. A question just come through, and it says, Danny, is there a plan B? So just wrap it up with the last message on that question that just been come through.
Yeah, the plan A, the plan B, and the plan C is to get this done. There is no alternative. At the moment, there is no alternative. There's nothing we can do when they get here. They are protected from our government. We cannot remove them from the hotels. We can't remove them from the army barracks. We can't do anything unlawfully, because we'll just end up being arrested. Right now, the fight is at the front line in northern France. Get behind it. Please get behind it. Get behind what we're trying to do. It's not going to be violent. It's not going to be against the law. It's just going to be a powerful message to the French authorities and to the British government that the men of England and the men of Britain have had enough, and we're going to get this done. In Jesus' name.
Amen. 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 Danny, I appreciate you for coming on. Thank you so much, sir. I can't wait till we see each other again, and can shake your hand. And I appreciate the work that you've been doing, putting your life on the line. It's very scary, given the videos that I've seen, knives you guys have discovered, phones with crazy information on it, and it's knowing that you're planning to go there again and again and again. It's like just bravery, man, just bravery. So I salute you. Salute for that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
And maybe we'll come on in a few weeks' time when we've done a few runs, and we'll have another conversation.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate you.
Make sure you go to church, people. Go to church tomorrow.
Make sure you go to church, all right? And make sure you carry a cross on you, okay? Even on your ring, or maybe on your
This
necklace.
is a very important part of the battle.
Important.
It's a spiritual battle, a very spiritual battle. So remember our roots. We're a Christian country. The reason we are the way that we are and our history is the way we are is because of our Christian roots. I love you all. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you, sir. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. Folks, I told you this one's going to be a big one. I told you this one's going to be a huge one. I mean, what a guy, man. What a wonderful guy. Such a powerful guy. I mean, it's very dangerous to do this, folks. It's not like he's going to France on holiday. He's not going to Paris to take a picture with a, with a towel. It's not like he's going there to see the little nice little, oh, let's have a little croissant. Let's have a little bread. No, he's going there to put himself on the line where something bad could potentially happen to him. These guys are carrying weapons. These videos have been shown. That's where he's going. So, yeah, it's important we have these guys on. It's important that we also breed a lot of these guys in the country where they can feel when the country needs them, they can wake up and go and do what's necessary. Now, I'm just gonna respond to some of you guys' super chats, then we'll end the live stream. Guys, I've been talking the whole day, so please spare me, all right? I'm not gonna go on for too long today, okay? I'm not gonna go on for too long, so I'm just gonna read this to, I think, 3 super chats that came through. One came through from Randomatic Official. Oh, that's a good name. Randomatic Official says, "Take French flags and take French lads on board." Yeah. I think that would be a good idea if you was to take French flags and take some French lads, and I think it's a way for you to basically camouflage in a sense where a lot of French authorities will see and be like, oh yeah, he's one of us. Oh shit, he's doing the work. We're not meant to be doing this work, but yeah, it makes sense. Another super chat from Caitlin. Caitlin says, can you not all just take a metal detector? ? Having a nice French beachhead holiday isn't a crime and would pick up the metal in the mortar. That's a good idea. Wow, it's a good idea, Caitlin. That would be something that would be that would be helpful. Just Janice says, Lemon character taking his sunglasses off and raising his arm to greet somebody intimidated by baby Lemon. Oh, okay, I don't know if that's a poem or something. I don't understand that. Lemon character taking his sunglasses off and raising his arm to greet somebody intimidated by baby Lemon. Okay, maybe again, I've been streaming for a lot of hours today. I don't get that, but thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you, Just Janice. And last super chat that just came through, Globalist Soul Division. That's right. That's a good name. Globalist Soul Division. That's a good name. Hippo character repeatedly pointed to the streamer while chanting, "Get good." Okay. I'm assuming you're responding to just Janice. I'm not sure what's going on here. All right, but folks, thank you so much for coming on today. I appreciate you guys. Tomorrow I'm not gonna stream tomorrow. It's a Sunday, so it's a day that God says we rest and we put His name forward. We go to church. We praise Him. We say thank you for all the good stuff that He has done for us. All the great, wonderful things that He has done for us. It's keeping us alive. That's the main one. Keeping our families alive. That's also a main one. Yeah, so I won't be streaming tomorrow, but videos will be posted back and forth. There'll be a lot of videos that'll be coming out tomorrow and also today as well. And then we'll be back on Monday, 4 p.m. till 6, a regular show. We finally did a full week of back-to-back show this week, and it was wonderful. It was great. But I do not want to talk too much. Today was a day for Danny Tommo, and he has delivered. But thank you so much. Yes, somebody just said, Baraka, get your beauty sleep, mate. Get your beauty sleep. Yes, I will get my beauty sleep. I hope you do too. I sleep like a baby, all right? I sleep nice. When I sleep, I mean, the house could catch on fire. I won't even feel it. I think that's a dangerous sleep. People call it deep sleep, but I think that's a dangerous sleep because something could happen. I'll be asleep. I cannot be interrupted. That's me when I sleep. That's a baby sleep right there. Although babies wake up all the time, midnight, they wake up and do random stuff and cry and stuff. But a super baby sleep, where you sleep until and when you wake up, you get stuff done. But thanks, guys. Thank you for coming on. And hand to the head salute. Bye-bye, folks. They tried to erase the signal. They pulled the plug, demonetized, censored, shadow banned. That's what they did to us. But the truth, my friend, will always find the frequency. I call this Operation Airwave Liberation because I'm not just back, I'm broadcasting from ruined. But this time, the airwaves is mine. And this time, it's uncensored. I watched them strip everything that we built. No warning, no explanation, silence, just taking everything away. 300 plus videos deleted, all gone. And if you think this is about community guidelines, you've not been paying attention. This is a war. This is a digital gulag dressed in a terms of service type of way. They want us gone because we're saying things that they don't like. Maybe we're asking questions because we're curious. They don't like the questions we're asking. Or maybe we refuse to play nice in this echo chamber that we're in. They first hit me with the algorithm. The video is not getting enough views. Then they hit me with the monetization. Well, no money for you. But guess what? They forgot to hit my will. They thought that'll be enough. It's gonna cave and it's gonna run away. But guess what I did? I rebuilt, I rewired, I learned the game behind the curtains and see how they operate. I'm not just back. We're launching Operation Airwave Liberation. No filters, no masters, just signals. The signal they tried to block, but this time is very strong. The wind can't even penetrate through this. This, my friend, isn't just about me. It's about all of us. Every single voice that's been cancelled, clipped, and used in the wrong way by the media. From now on, moving forward, I'm not just creating content anymore. I'm sorry. I'm building a resistance on camera, off grid, and above the algorithm. And if you are watching this, you are the resistance. This channel isn't just a platform. This is a broadcast tower for the truth. I'm glad I'm back.